Where is it going right now as it pertains to his actual legal freedom fight?
So there's somebody at the center, correct? And outside of that center, you have inner circles. So if that, you want to say, good word for it, I could is a bookstore in which.
All right, brother. Any questions you want to ask me?
I got a few questions.
All right, go ahead.
Because one, why did you just say, all right, brother?
Well, you're not answering my question, and I'm wise enough to know when it's happening. So I don't want to keep doing it. So I just want to give you the floor. Ask me anything
I
you like.
already answered your question.
All right, ask me anything you like.
Rahul back. I wasn't going to go live today, but it's important that I just, speak to a few of you to get this message out to those of you who walk with Sabaean noon. Okay, so I've been receiving messages. You know how it is. We family word get around, and I'm pretty sure there are many of you black devils who wanted to make sure that I saw that y'all got circling on, and this flyer is discussing or sending word around to the tribe that the master teacher had lost his privileges. Well, let me say this to some of you. Most of the time, when anything good happens for the master teacher in the prison, it is always me. It is by my hands, and those who work with me to make sure that he's safe, that he's treated respectfully, and that his rights are respected. The master teacher is in a federal prison. He's not in a state prison. And there's different rules and regulations. In fact, in a federal prison, you have more privileges than the people do in the state. The only difference between a state prison and a federal prison is state prison, the men are allowed to have conjugal visits, the men and the women, meaning that if a man was to come and marry you, y'all could spend time in what they set up like a trailer, and the men and women spend time together. The math teacher's in a federal prison, okay, and he's in ADX Florence Supermax. And during his stay there, I've done many things through contact in Washington, D.C. to have his privileges restored. So those of you that were smart enough or intelligent enough or even cared enough to write the master teacher, some of you may have received letters. And with that being said, you've been in communication and you received responses from the master's pen, all right? Now, what happens is anytime something like this occurs for the master teacher where he can get responses from people, there are black devils and informants, CIA agents, FBI agents that work alongside with the devils and to make sure that his privileges are revoked, because their focus is to make sure that the master teacher doesn't have outside help. Okay, they know who he is, Rahul Bat. They know who he is. They know who some of us are, and their main focus is to make sure that he doesn't ever get out. Now, I would like to read something. I'm sorry if you're not a Sabaean, if you don't walk with Panabab Noon with the master teacher, then you're not going to understand what I'm talking about, Mr. Christopher Payan. All right. So let me read this first to you all. It says, this is from the Book of Light. This is about Dr. Melakazi York, who is currently incarcerated. He's in prison because he's a very powerful man and he's touched the minds of many people to help save his people from the race of reptilians on Earth who come in the form of white people to you, and some of them come in the form of black people, Asians, it doesn't matter. Like the master teacher's always said, you don't win the race in racism. Okay? So this is what I'm coming forth today to express some things to a few people about his incarceration. So I'm sorry if you don't understand. This live, you can just scroll through YouTube. Some of you are up at night and you scroll and you come across this page. If you
All right, roll back. Welcome to the live. Welcome to I'm Horror Podcast. I'm Horror hosting. Thank you for tuning in. First of all, I want to start this live off basically by just saying Happy New Year to everyone. Happy New Year to the United Nuwaupian Sabaean tribe. Happy New Year to all my Tamarans out there. To all the Wahani, the Watala, the Lamasi. Happy New Year's to United Nuwaupian Nation. I'm not going to keep this long. And I have the parade video playing in the background to like honor our new year in our tribe. And I hope we have another successful new year this upcoming year. And yeah, man, I just want to tell everyone a Happy New Year. Now, I've been coming across a few videos, such as, like this Jet video, and it's not to talk about anyone, but it's how we have these, Nuwaupians, and everyone's coming on live, going live to discuss certain things about the tribe and the master teacher's freedom and all that. And just as like food for advice, and just to give my own personal take to it, I would say that we're coming across a cycle, and this cycle is the same cycle that we've been dealing with. I know that some people, they don't like to hear this type of talk. They don't like to hear that, okay, well, we're facing the same cycle we've been facing for the past 20-something years with the master teachers been locked up. A lot of people have ego. A lot of people can't face the truth and reality. A lot of people, because they are responsible or they are in control of certain campaigns and projects. A lot of people within this tribe, because they're in it, or their friend is in it, or their relative is in it, or someone that they care about. A lot of times, when we're faced with janky, I'll say janky progress, or no progress at all, when we're faced with things that's not done right, things that could have been done better, when we're faced with people moving in unprofessional manners, and we're faced with people moving in very janky ways, and no one addresses these people who are in unauthorized positions of authority, and that's coming from the master teacher, not mine. We're faced with this thing. It's like no one stands up to check their friend, to check their relative, or to check someone that they're cool with when they are in the tribe and they're moving in unintelligent ways, or they're moving in ways that are not sufficient due the betterment of the entire tribe. They're moving in. They're not even. Some are moving in selfish ways. Some individuals not even moving in selfish ways. Some individuals are just moving in pure stupidity. And if it's not even stupidity, then they're moving in hatred of another person, or they're moving in jealousy of another person. That's why if you look at, there are Nuwaupians out there that are streaming or they're doing the live, and they have great numbers. They have good numbers, and they are spreading the doctrine. They are spreading. They are, you know what I'm saying? They're spreading the doctrine and good information as they should be. But then you have those that come on live and maybe about 10% of what they're saying and talking about is spreading doctrine and information. And it's not to say that that's a bad thing or a good thing, because you have a right to do whatever you want to do on your live, or say whatever you want to say on your live channel. It doesn't have to all be everyone all day, every day, 24 hours of the day, doing some sort of propagation or something like that. It doesn't have to be that.
Not my family at home.
I'm not talking about that. But some people,
So let us give you some answers.
on every episode of, their lives and their YouTube channels or their social media platforms, they're always talking about some form of gossip. It's some form of...
The language that you hear her speaking in is the language of
and these are the things
that is the language
I'm
of
saying that
Sabaean.
Nuwaupian, that's Sabaean.
So even though you don't know maybe what she's saying right yet, still rock to it. You know what I'm saying? So we want everybody to sit back and enjoy. We want harm and see something a little bit different.
It's good that
when you see the brothers in the black and the gold and the sisters,
living out or trying
the different is coming.
Because these are the things the master teacher said that we need to do. I personally, I don't like how things are being ran and how things are going, because I don't see the children being the number one priority. I don't see the teaching of or ways to our children to be the number one priority. I don't see these things, and I feel like we should stop talking about these issues, and stop talking about people, stop talking about one another, and to actually come together in love and unity, like it said in our doctrine, like it said from Baba Yanun. This is things that he's been preaching for years. This is things that's been out there for years, is to come together in love and unity. But not a lot of people, I guess they don't have the desire, or even if they do. So you got to understand one thing. A lot of people are traumatized. A lot of people have, their money was stolen from them. They was used. They was abused. They were disrespected. It's a lot of things that a lot of people have dealt with and are still currently dealing with to this day. So a lot of people are just nervous. Sometimes you might be doing something with good intentions and good heart, but because of the constant begging of money, because of the constant mismanagement of money, because of the constant lies and misuse of a lot of things, and people only for them and theirs. People have these cliques, and they're only for their clique and their little inner circle, and they put that above all. Then when you come across someone that might be a good soul, might be willing to help, you might come across someone that's been used and abused. And they probably seen a lot of jankiness. They probably seen a lot of stupidity being done. So these individuals, when you come across them, they're going to be like, yeah, man, I don't really trust you. What you really playing? Like, what you really got going on? What you really trying to do? A lot of times, that's what you're faced with, which is fine, because if you mean well, you come well, then it really shouldn't be any issue of you being transparent in your motion and in the things you want to accomplish. So, because a lot of people don't do these things, and it's more so of a just shut up and do what I say, or just shut up and give your money and don't worry about nothing else, then you don't. That's why you have such a negative output on everything, because people are giving out hard-earned money. And we have been robbed before, or finances have been stolen from us before. So it's not a thing to where it's like, oh, we're just walking around in a negative state of mind. It's like, no, man, like these people robbed me before. Like I was given promises that wasn't kept. Donate a couple hundreds, I don't care if it's $20 to $20,000.
Hey, y'all can toss no water? Water bottle? I'm just sitting here, y'all.
But a lot of times, that's why the help is less. That's why we don't get a lot of times you might have someone that's been dedicated for years. They didn't fought in this fight for years. They didn't put their life on hold for years. Now, when it comes to things like that, I don't really like when people say, fight for the master teacher, they sacrifice their life and stuff like that. It's like, I don't really, if you feel like it's a life sacrifice, then don't do it. Because I'm still able, I've been fighting for the master teacher for years, but I'm still able to maneuver and do the things that I love and do the things that I want to do, and do my hobbies and go to school. So I don't like when people try to put, oh well, I couldn't do the things that I wanted and love because I was helping fight for master teacher's freedom. That's not true. I don't like when people try to put, yeah, it is quite a fight and it is quite a sacrifice, but don't make it seem like it's just the end all be all. Like you just absolutely lost it, can't do nothing because of Bob. That means you're putting all your failure and all your sorrows onto Bobby Anu, and I've never liked it. So in my suggestion, I suggest that we start another year all strong. I suggest that stupidity and ignorance, there's nothing you could really do to stop people from doing the things that they're doing. But the only possible way you can combat the naysayers is strictly by coming together and the naysayers, to combat negativity, to combat a lack of love and unity, to combat stupidity, to combat unprofessionalism, to do all these things. I would suggest that we actually live out our doctrine. And another thing would be ourselves. We really have to go within, look into a mirror, look at yourself before you start talking about somebody else, or before you start putting judgment on how someone did something, or look towards yourself. Look towards yourself. Sometimes some people they're doing the best they can. So if a little mistake is made, address it shortly, and then let's move on. We shouldn't be spending 30 minutes minutes to an hour or two on a meeting about, oh well, you know, we couldn't get the door open in time because someone, you know, overslept and, you know, they was late to open the doors because they overslept. They're like 15, 30, you know what I'm saying, 15, 20, something, maybe even 30 minutes late. Spending an hour talking about that is like, that's not necessary. And that's one of the reasons why we can't, or having this whole process and progressing. And you can't blame someone if resources and information is being secured and only privileged to certain people among certain cliques. And you have information out there that it's not going to kill you, and that particular information being shared isn't going to be harmful to nobody. But this is how people get there. What the master teacher said, their authority, position of authority in which they do not qualify. And they don't want to give up these positions. They don't want to give it up because they benefit from it. They benefit from it through power, finances. But if we as a people come together as one, then no. It's like just because I've noticed that in the tribe, it's like people that do have access to masturbation. It just appears as if that privilege is abused, or you use it for the wrong reason. It's like you have loved ones, people that care for this land, people that care for their tribe, people that care for their nation, care for their deities, their ancestors, their gods, that actually care. And we're taught, we're being forced to go against everything that we was taught to believe and everything that we actually know. Because when we do the thing, the number one thing that's always been taught was ask questions. Ask questions. Don't go off of how you personally feel in some scenario. It's like we shouldn't be Nuwaupians when we're out propagating or begging for money. When we're on the street and we're propagating and we're using right knowledge to learn, read, and study, advance or doctrine and to advance our knowledge, to advance or intelligence. It's like when it comes to propagating and we're going to battle or war with someone and your ego is big because you know you're going to beat that Christian in the debate. You know you're going to beat that Hebrew Israelite in the debate. You know you're going to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know you're going to beat these individuals in a one-on-one debate. So it's like, when it comes to that, you use right knowledge and the way our doctrine, the platform of our doctrine, and how to propagate and how to battle doctrine, religion, and culture. Your confidence is up because you know that you're qualified. You know you have the right information. But when it comes to when it's the end of the day, when you're done propagating, you didn't beat up a couple people, you know, the Jedi way of the Jedi mind tricks. You know, you didn't want a couple debates. You didn't sold a couple books. You know what I'm saying? You feeling really good. You probably got about the money in your mind. 800, 1,000 in your pocket. You're supposed to know something of and you're happy. So my baby make you no go down. All that lift, no go dollar. When the jump on that bus, all that taxi. Or the girl them go shake their body. Motorcycle, your own. Go shake their body. Oh, do I wanna go no belly? Your own on
They
check
won't go
station.
nothing. You need the money,
Drive
you
on
take
back
up
to the
with
center, or
this.
you drive on
You
back
know
to
the
your
life
home.
you gonna. I said
And
the
it's
sing, I
time
feel the
to
pulse.
interact
Look
with
at
your
the
economy.
people jump around. Make you the listen
And
well because I know if you shout.
when you're in the presence of your own
No
kind,
joking
when you're in the
around.
presence of
Listen, make I tell
your
you
own
what it's all
family,
about. I
you're
never
going to
tell
be
you what's
simple,
what I
you're
ain't no
going to your own
coconut.
people,
You sit
only
down
really
inside
matters.
boss, you say you be boss.
The same process
Oh
you
yeah,
do
look, da da da. Look, da
and make
da
those
da. Say
Christians,
so my
Hebrew
picking with the
Israelites,
para with the
religious
ga ga
people,
ga. Kilo
culture
shele
people,
ba ba ba. Oh
when you go out there for that,
da da da.
the same process
Da
you
da
do
da.
that in your
Say
home.
so my picking with the para with the ga ga ga. Kilo
That in
shele
your
ba
home.
ba ba. When the bed
You know what I
they
mean?
enter body,
Like,
enter
and what do I
body.
mean? I
When the
mean
girl
when you
them go shake their
apply
body,
your religious
go shake their
cultural
body.
goals and values,
Oluwa bona mo go na
meaning
fe.
that don't
Go
just
na
use
go na
facts
go na
when it
go
comes
na. The
to
money you take
propagating
up
in the
with
street.
this.
Use
The life
facts
you gonna.
within the interaction of your own people and your own religious, spiritual, values. And when you interact, when you have to address the nation, right, or address the tribe, use facts. All right knowledge says right knowledge. The definition of right knowledge is experience, evidence, and experience, evidence, and reasoning. Those three things is a must when it comes to any aspect of our tribe or God. You have to lead with experience, evidence, and reasoning. So when questions are being asked, well, God said this was going to happen, and He said that was going to happen, and it didn't happen. So what happened? Why was the reason that this campaign or project didn't work? It's like we're not trying to hear the average. Here we go. Who to blame one-on-one? Sabotage. It's like people are having meetings, and it's like, okay, y'all, come on into the meeting. All right, so now y'all know that this plot and plan party is not gonna go away. We know that we just playing the tribe, so when y'all, when they start asking questions, what do we do? This is blame nation one-on-one. When they start asking questions, blame the sabotage. Don't give no name, don't give no location, nothing factually that we can use. Like when we go out propagating, we go into verses of the Bible, and we can actually factually prove these things. Don't do that. You do the opposite of what we're taught. I want y'all to just strictly just blame sabotage. So then we further ask questions. Okay, well, who are the sabotagers? Once again, if it's someone that someone really extremely doesn't like, then they'll be quick to throw that person under the bus as sabotage. And this is what I meant when I was saying cycle. I said we keep going through the same process, we keep going through the same cycle. The same cycle is what I just been saying. It's the same old. You have somebody with this great idea. And by the way, once again, this isn't, oh snap, happy Sabaean New Year, coach. Jolly coach. My fault, brother. But yeah, I know I'm late, I gotta do better myself. I'm working. It's like I should have been at the Z Festival, but I'm doing the best I can. I will say that. So happy New Year to everyone. I just want to throw it out there again. That's the whole purpose of this, is to just say my New Year's to my family and my tribe, and to use this opportunity to shine light into in areas of our everyday living in which we can do better, because that's the whole purpose and intent behind me going live at this moment, is so that we could do better. We could do better in our everyday life. We could do better in interacting with each other. and freeing our master teacher. You know, Tabitha J is saying that his privileges are going. Someone else is telling me that that's a lie. His privileges were not taken away. So it's like, I don't know who to believe. It's like, where does this stuff come from? Why does one person come out and say, oh, his privilege has been taken away? Okay, well, how did this happen? Why did this happen? You know, what can we do to avoid this from further happening? It's like we have so many calls and you know, again, and honestly, it's not necessarily, it's not a bad thing when good is being spread. So I think it's dope that you have different platforms. Because years ago, the master teacher said that. You know, he said, hey, listen, build a platform like Sanetta TV guy. I'm a Numa would say Soniga TV, but you know, I miss Numa. I don't know where the brother's at. I don't know where, you know, we won't be going live. I can't find his channel anymore. But shout out to Amanuma, you know, what was his intent? What was the Zamal's intent? Let's just be real. That's why I'm saying shout out to Amanuma, because his intent, ultimate goal, what was his divine purpose? What was his intent? What was his goal that he was trying to accomplish? And I feel like he did a very good job. You know, some people will beg to argue, which is fine. Like you hey, listen, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. There's a lot of these civil wars that we have, a lot of these tribal debates that we have, is nothing other than opinionated opinion. The war of opinion. No one's not feeling any fact. It's just you say, and I don't like this, and I don't like that, and I don't, you know. Come on. You're not getting your way. You're upset because your way isn't being presented, which doesn't necessarily, because anyone would be upset if something wasn't going their way. When things don't go your way, you get upset. You take bus 9 every day to work. You wake up, and you know it's you're supposed to be at work at 7. Bus 9 get there at 6:30. It's 6:40. You're like, man, the bus is 10 minutes late. Then it was 7 o'clock. Then you pissed. You didn't get your way. Your way was, you know, I'm at 6:30, not 7. So now you show up to work 10, 20, 30 minutes late. Naturally, you're upset, but you know, you're at work now, you know, you might think of ways how to avoid buses being late next time. You know, you might say, hey, let me put an extra $50 in my account, so if the bus is 10 minutes late, boom, I could just call that Lyft, Uber, you know, however you want to think about it, or you're trying to get to work, but gas prices still went up. $10 a gallon, you know what I mean? So I'm just saying it to say, like, it's not me trying to beat up on you. Ultimately, it really just seems like our communication skills need to change. You know, some people would say, what about if you're trying to how can we progress when there's people that's trying to stop everything that we're doing? Well, ultimately, if you follow your doctrine, that's how you combat and compete against those people or these individuals. Because if everyone is following the doctrine, doing things right, then it would be impossible. It would be impossible. You know, I think that some people get caught up on individuals not liking it. And it's like, well, so what? You're not here to be liked. think I care if someone in this tribe or whatnot didn't like me. You think I'm finna lose my mind and my bread over that? No. Oh damn, it's only 30 minutes long. I thought it would have been more than that. My fault, y'all. I thought it would have been. I thought the video is like an hour and 30 minutes long. But like I said, I didn't want to keep this going too long. I thought by now I'll be done. But just a reminder to everyone once again, Happy New Year's. I feel like this year, every holiday in our tribe, we need to go big. Everything that's going on in the nation, everything that's going on in the tribe, events, no matter, it doesn't matter what it is, everyone needs to participate. You know, I kind of maneuver, you know, behind the camera, you know what I mean? Like I kind of maneuver behind closed doors and, you know, in the dark as, you know, a hidden falcon or whatever. That's how I maneuver because I've always had, when I am in the front of the camera and I'm trying to stay active, it's always maybe it's me. I don't know. But it's always some sort of drama that I'm getting mixed up in. So I step back because if someone to ask me, well, what was your ultimate goal? Just how I was saying with Amanuma, the brother Amanuma. That's why I have respect for him because, you know, I might not agree with the way he does everything in detail, but I know his ultimate intention were good. And same thing like me, my ultimate intention, my ultimate intentions and goal is to something good, which is from my perspective. I feel like me wanting to spread the doctrine, maneuver and operate our tribe in a professional manner and in a, you know, successful manner for all people within our tribe, in our own constitution, to be able to thrive. That's my ultimate goal. That's the things that push me to keep me going, is to have the rights. You know, this is something I was born with. This is something I was born into. So it is my birthright to this tribe. And I just want the best for everyone here and within it. And I want the civil war and the infighting between us to stop. And that's the best I could get. That's just my 2 cents. So yeah, man. Yet again, happy Sabaean New Year to everyone. Much love to y'all. I'm out. I'll see y'all on the next one. But yeah, man, spread the love. Happy Sabaean New Year. Let's be different. Let's stop the infighting. Let's come together in love and unity, and let's do for our own self and kind. Like let's live for and by one another. Like no matter what the event is, this year everyone show up and show out. I think this is the time for it, and I'm bored.